Hello everyone, welcome back to B.A.E. So today we have another vegan brand tutorial from my side. This is the brand Bellora Paris. I have tried to do the entire range of products from them, and the only product that I couldn't get because it was out of stock at that particular point was the liquid liner from them. Otherwise I have everything else. So we are gonna see how these products work out and what are my favorites from the range and what you should definitely try. And this is the look that I came up with, and I feel this is one of my best no makeup beautiful skin look, apart from of course the lips totally give it away but my skin looks amazing, and you will see why in a while, when I go through the tutorial. So if you want to know how these products perform, this is definitely not a first impression video. I've already used this product from like last 3 weeks, and then I'm giving you the review. So this is how it is. And yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on these products, what to skip, what not to, and yeah, everything else in between, so please do keep on watching. Before I start, the noise you may be hearing is fan a little because I've kept it at the lowest, and there is some construction work going on right outside my window, so you may hear those noises. Apart from that, let's jump right into the tutorial. So the very first product that I want to talk about in the range is the Bellora Paris Prime Naturelle hydrating primer. So this, like I said, this is not a first impression whatsoever. I've used these products. So this is basically a primer which has a slightly a mix between a silicone and a gel based primer. It feels like a gel, and it doesn't have any silicones in it. Has a pungent not so I wouldn't call it too pungent either. It's like as soon as you blend, it's going off. It has a flowery smell to it, which is actually nice, but I feel like the smell could be toned down a little bit. That's just my opinion, but like I've already done my skincare, so this actually is setting quite well. It sits quite well actually on the skin, but don't expect too much smoothness from this. This is more of a hydrating primer. So if you want smoothness in your skin, on top of this, just where you want to blur, you can apply any good silicone based primer, like your pores or your blackheads, whiteheads, etc. Most probably the T-zone, where you need more smoothness, so that the finish looks nice and great. So this is the the primer. So the smell is still there even after blending it out, and my skin feels like I've applied a good gel cream. It feels like that. It definitely feels hydrated, but it's not like that smoothness that you get in silicone based primers. So this is like, if you want a really good hydrating primer, you can go for it, but I would rather stick to a really good hydrating moisturizer and then top it off with a silicone based primer to get the benefit of both, like that. But if you still want to get it, definitely this is a good primer, but make sure you are not allergic to fragrance, because it has artificial fragrance in this, and it has a pungent smell. So keep that in mind when you're getting this. This is really nice, like decent hydrating primer from my side. So the next product after the primer has to be base. Now Bellora Paris, it had a BB cream in the range, a BB cream of sorts, but I think it is discontinued because I cannot find it anywhere on the website. They only had like other products, and out of which I found concealers. So this is the Bellora Paris Magic Under Eye Concealer with color corrector. They do give a color corrector for along with this. It comes with the order itself. This is in the shade 04 beige. This particular concealer, like the liquid, it's a creme liquid concealer. The corrector looks something like this. It's a very bright orange corrector, but that being said, it is not a great corrector, to be honest, because it doesn't blend at all. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how the corrector works on my hyperpigmentation, and then we'll only go with the concealer for my under eyes and maybe the rest of the face where I need some concealing, so that you will see what it does with the corrector and without the corrector. So I'm gonna take some corrector and then very slightly blend it into my hyperpigmentation that I have, and I am telling you right now guys, it's very difficult to blend this particular corrector out. Totally skip this, don't even think about it, like just skip it. I would rather use a good how do I say this, like satin finish lipsticks which has like orange undertone than this. Like it's not great at all. I'm gonna do the color correction and then I'll come back and talk to you. So I tried to do my level best with the corrector, but there is like, it's just not blendable. It is very patchy, to be honest, but it gave a slight tint. I tried my level best, went with a really sheer hand, and then tried to build slight tint so that the undertone of my hyperpigmentation will change slightly so that the concealer will sit well. Apart from that, it's a total skip from my side, and it is like not so great at all. Totally skip the color corrector if you are thinking even of getting it. If it comes along with the order, then I don't know, but it just is not worth it. Coming to the concealer, now this concealer I have used past 2 weeks almost, and recently I had a trip, and then I used this concealer almost throughout the trip. I absolutely love it because this is that perfect light coverage concealer, and the tone itself, it is like, it's not my perfect shade, it has exactly like one shade lighter to my skin, and what it has a slight orange peach undertone to it, and because of that it actually is best for my everyday kind of looks that I want to do. So this particular concealer is perfect for that purpose. It has a very light coverage. You will see in a minute. I'm gonna blend this eye and come back and talk to you and show you how it looks after blending the coverage and everything. So I have blended this particular eye out. As you can see, the coverage is barely there, like it's light buildable coverage which can be built up to like medium maybe, but it's definitely not a full coverage concealer. But what it did is it made the under eye skin match with the rest of the skin. That's what it did, and I absolutely love it for that, because it's very hard to find the perfect shade for your everyday kind of looks, and I am of that sort of a person who loves everyday kind of looks. So I think finally I found my perfect everyday kind of concealer, and this is it. Like it blends like a dream. I really love that part. It blends like a dream within like minute. It just took me barely like 45 seconds to blend this part. So I'm gonna blend the rest of the part and come back and talk to you more about the concealer itself. So that's the concealer blended, you guys. As you can see, it has given a really light coverage, and it's best blended with a concealer brush. This is the DU Care one, which I've already talked about in my makeup brush collection. Best brushes, best budget friendly brushes. You can check that video out. It has amazing options for you. So I even blended the concealer around my hyperpigmentation. So as you can see, it has a very light coverage, which I'm okay with it. This in real life looks absolutely stunning. Like I can barely make out the concealer. My skin looks amazing. Like it has covered, but then my skin doesn't look made up, if you know what I mean. Like it looks perfect, to be honest. I think this is the best, my favorite hands down concealer after the Insight one, because even Insight one has that kind of effect where you will see the concealer sitting on your skin, but this one just melted into my skin, like absolutely beautiful. If only they can work on the coverage, I think they have a hit on their hand. At least for people who love everyday kind of makeup, I think this will be a huge hit. personally I loved the concealer. So and it doesn't crease immediately, which I really love. You need not use a baking technique to set this, because it's semi setting, so you only need to go with a light powder to set the thing. Talking about powders though, the next product that I have is the compact powder from Bellora Paris. So this is the Bellora Paris compact powder, skin dip compact powder, and this is in the shade 3. So it comes in a packaging like so. It has a nice big mirror, comes with a puff, and the product is right there. Coming to the coverage of this particular product, it has a very light coverage. There's a swatch, it's quite finely milled, and once it's like blended out, you will see like a sheer coverage to the skin. It does give a slight coverage. I'm gonna set this eye right now in front of you on camera so that you will see what I'm talking about when it comes to the coverage. So I'm gonna take my powder brush, tap it on both sides. It has slight kickback, tap off the excess, and then just set this eye. Very slight. As you can see, this is set and extremely sheer coverage. I think barely there coverage. I'm gonna try again and try and see if there is any coverage that I can build with this here. And I'm gonna tap my brush this time instead of brushing basically. And yes, so there is slight coverage when you use a tapping motion rather than brushing off motion with your powder brush. So this does have a light coverage if you want to build any coverage on your skin, but I think this is a very, again, not so great, like must have kind of thing from my side from Bellora Paris. The only thing I love about is they mentioned this is talc based, basically, but they mentioned that it is asbestos free, which is, the thought behind that is very impressive for me. So this is quite an average product, to be honest. It's not that great. My favorite compact powder is the ZNM one, which I've already mentioned about in my product obsessions makeup video. And also, if you really want a talc free one, you can definitely go for the Just Herbs one. Like, even if it is like talc based, it is also talc based, but it is an asbestos free talc. So if you want to check that, you can check that out. Otherwise, this is not a must have from my side. My skin is actually nice and set. This is a quietly fine, quite fine and nicely milled powder. So this is how the powder looks like, and it did set my eye, everything. My eye looks fantastic. That concealer is phenomenal, you guys. If you don't have too much pigmentation, if you don't have deep circles, if you have almost flawless skin but you want something that will give the slightest bit of foundation, a base for which other products can cling on, and you want to get that perfect no makeup look, I think you should definitely check the concealer out. This definitely is a skip from my side because it's just like any other powder. In fact, the ZNM one, it doesn't take the glow away, but this mattified my skin like completely down. So I would prefer the ZNM one more than this, just for the fact that it is asbestos free talc based powder. That definitely gets a point from me. And yeah, so that's the compact powder from the Bellora Paris. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contour my cheeks, my face, and then put some contour, and then set my face, and then come back and talk to you about the rest of the products. So I've contoured and set my face with a makeup fixer. I used a PAC one, and I've already I did my eyebrows too. But unfortunately, when I was showing you the powder, I completely forgot about my favorite product from the range. This is the Bellora Paris, the lip and cheek tint. This is in the shade Panda Nude. Of course, as a lip and cheek tint, this is best applied on not set face, but unfortunately I already did. So what I did was use a dewy makeup fixer, the pack one, and then now my skin is like back to that no powdery phase. So I think this works best right now. I can like make do with this. So this is hands down my favorite product from the range because it is super beautiful. Like it this is the shade, it has that perfect brown tone to it, and perfect, it's as the name suggests, it is a perfect brown nude pink. Like it's perfect, you guys. I'm gonna show you exactly how it looks on my lips, and it's quite moisturizing as well, and it looks fantastic on the lips. Like, do you see how good that looks? Like, perfect everyday kind of tint, and it is so balmy and creamy, like so balmy, like absolutely love that feel. And it has the perfect color, it gives like that perfect tint as well. And then oh, perfect, like it just looks so good, like so good, you guys. You see how good my lips look right now. I personally feel this is the next best tint. It has become a favorite tint for me after my the Ilana one, which is my favorite tint of all time. So I'm gonna tap a little with my foundation brush, which I usually use my foundations. Take some product and then try and get some color on my cheeks, and also I'm gonna very slightly go with this on my eyelids as well to give some color to them. Let's see how that goes. I personally feel this is like the best um, you know tint color, like the natural kind of everyday kind of tint that you can get. As you can see, it has given me that beautiful rosy flush to my cheeks. Absolutely love. Even with the setting that I have done, it has blended in no time. That's what I love about this. Like, even if you make a mistake, it's still gonna have your back, just like the Ilana one. Now that is perfection in my eyes. This is the next best thing. Like it has given me that perfect everyday kind of flush. I think like the whole makeup today turned out to be so everyday kind of makeup, which I'm really loving, because that's the kind of makeup I usually always prefer over the dramatic one. So my cheeks have gotten a nice flush throughout. I'm gonna take some and with my finger, because it's better, and as you can see, it's better that way. You can pick a lot of product, and the warmth helps a lot. And do you see how good that looks? Wow. Okay, just go through your entire eyelid with this, and then you are done. Like, you need not apply any other product. This is enough for a one and done kind of shadow, especially for beginners who don't want to do too much color on their lids, but still want to try some to have some kind of semblance, and cancel out the pigmentation a little, and it does the job perfectly. It's very balmy, very creamy, blends like a dream into the skin. You can go with your brush also. I would prefer a good concealer or foundation brush for this particular purpose. uh, the warmth of your cheeks will make the tint melt down into your skin. So make sure you have blended it nicely, and it will give that perfect flush from within kind of look. So this is the cheek and lip and cheek tint, guys, in the shade Panda Nude, and I absolutely freaking favorite. Love this tint, probably my best tint after the Ilana one. So from the range till now, I absolutely adore the tint and also the concealer. Both are a must check out in my opinion. Please do check them out, they are great. And then I'm going to show you some eye and lip makeup from Bellora Paris now. So the next product that I want to show you guys is this one. This is the Bellora Paris the eye kohl pencil in the shade brown. I've already talked about it in my product obsessions. I am obsessed with this particular product. Absolutely love the product itself. Is amazing. It's very creamy, and there's a swatch right there. It's like cool tone brown, and it's just perfect for the everyday kind of look. You can actually work with this, smudge your heart out, and then once it's set, it is set. Like I have used this, and then I traveled when I did, and then it did last me throughout the day, throughout the travel, even if the place was like very how do I say, hot. It was very hot there, but it still held. It didn't melt off or anything, and then it didn't smudge on my eyelids either. Go all over the place and everything. It was really, really, really nice, and my eyes looked nice and open. It was really nice. So there's the, I just lined my eyes slightly with this on the upper lash line. As you can see clearly, it gives that perfect barely there eyeliner look. But this is like perfect for people who don't want use dark black kajals every day, single day, but have some kind of definition to their eyes, especially in the summers where you don't want to do too much of makeup, but you want to have some kind of semblance to the look. Want to look a little put together, if you will. So just the lower lash line and the upper lash line. The lower lash line I went only halfway because I have tiny eyes, and that gives me a little bigger eye effect. So there's my eye with the tint and the liner, the kajal, and the lower lash line as well. So that's the kajal, definite must have from my side. Absolutely love it. Perfection in my eyes, because it's difficult to find a good earthy toned, perfect mix of gray and earthy tone brown these days. Like very, very difficult, and something that will suit yourself. Like every single person has a different eye color, eyelid color, and for them to match that, it's difficult. And I found my perfect brown liner. So I think I'm done with the liner. Must have from my side for sure. And then I'm gonna put some mascara, and then I'll come back and talk to you about my lips. So I've just given one coat of my mascara. This is the Z&M one, and it's been a while since I got it. Very first time I got it, it was not that great, but when I allowed it to sit, it actually turned out really well. It does give that lift to my lashes, separates my lashes really well, and then gives that volume, that perfect everyday kind of mascara. Again, the whole look today is just too much of everyday kind of looks, but you're gonna see some color in the lips, I'm sure. I promise you that. So this is a Z&M mascara. I really love it. It is in that stage where it is that perfect consistency and everything. So I'm gonna do the mascara, finish the mascara, and again come back and talk to you. So I'm done with the face, you guys, and now we are on to my favorite part, which is the lips. So this is the liquid lipstick from Bellora Paris, the invisible leave no evidence liquid lipsticks. This particular one is in the shade 23 French red. This is my perfect red. Like it is that deep, beautiful red, a lot of cool tone in there, and then it sits, it is the perfect red for my traditional wear, because I absolutely love pairing this with my sarees. Absolutely love it. I'm going to show you how it looks on my lips, and of course I'm going to show you each and every lip color as we talk about. You will see the swatches on the screen. So this is the shade French red. I absolutely love the color. Now the formula itself is not that liquidy as one would expect it to be. This is more creamy liquid than my liquid lipsticks that I have tried till date. And let me stop talking, and then I'll finish this and come back and talk to you. So that's the French red, you guys. As you can see, it is absolutely Absolutely phenomenal. Like, that shade is stunning, and this the comfort, the level of this particular lipstick is amazing. It feels like nothing on the lips. And now when it comes to the leave no evidence thing, as you can see, this is a bare hand. I'm gonna do this. My liquid lip is already like dry and nice, so I'm gonna do and do a swatch test. Yeah, so this is definitely a leave no evidence liquid lipstick. I cannot make anything out on my hand, barely, like nothing is there on my hand. So this definitely is a leave no evidence lipstick. There are the other shades that I got in this is a shade 23 French red, and this is the lip color that is there on my lips right now. I have two more shades to show you guys in the liquid lipsticks range. So this is the 25 nude pink. The shade is right here. They say it is nude pink, but for me it is more like mauve, very mauve. It's not pink at all, it's very mauve, and definitely will not suit all skin tones. This will only suit probably the lighter, very fair kind of skin tones. As you can see, the shade is very purpley. It looks very purple, and definitely not a nude pink in my opinion. So this is the nude pink as per them. This is this is the nudie fun shade, definitely not a nude for sure, and this is a shade number 25. So this is a very mauve pink, it's not nude at all. The next shade that I got is actually a proper nude. This is the shade number 28, Nudie Mystery. It's a nice beautiful brown, and the shade is right here. This is the brown. It is a cool toned brown, slightly cool tone brown with very barely there peach that you can make out, and it looks absolutely stunning on the lips. As you can see in the swatches, it is very beautiful. You should definitely check this particular shade out. This is the 28 Nudie Mystery. This is fantastic. Now I have two shades from there, matte as deepest HD matte crayon, the lipsticks as well. So I have two shades. One is 15 Pillowtalk and another one is 08 Peaches and Cream. Now Pillowtalk is this shade right here, and this is the Peaches and Cream. As you can see, both of them barely are, they are extremely similar to each other. Pillowtalk is a little bit more deep and Peaches is quite peachy. That's the only difference that I can make out. Otherwise they look almost the same on the lips. I say get only one, and I would highly suggest get the Pillowtalk one, because it looks really nice on lips. And so this is the French shade, and those are the lipsticks. The swatches. This is actually the thing that you are seeing here is a tint that I use for my cheeks, and these are the lipsticks apart from what I'm already wearing. So that's the entire range of Bellora Paris. Personally speaking, I think that you should definitely check the concealer out. You should definitely check the tint out. You should definitely check the eye pencil, like the kohl liner, and definitely check both the liquid lipsticks and the matte ones. These liquid lipsticks probably are again in the best category of liquid lipsticks I have tried. In the vegan brands, like Lotus is here and Dr. Earth is right here, and then Bellora is right here. They are very close to each other. This particular formula feels very close to the Lotus one. Lotus one has lots of colors in there. You should definitely check that out. And Bellora Paris also has a lot of colors. You should definitely check it out. The deepest HD ones, they are not completely smudge proof or whatever, but they are quite long lasting. I have also used those lipsticks for my trips, and they did last me really long, and they leave a beautiful tint behind. So those are my recommendations from Bellora Paris, and the whole review, honest to brutal review, and on the brand itself. So please do, check the brand out, and I would really love if you could do that. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.